is a warm, windless November night in Los Angeles for the city's biggest soccer game of the season. UCLA won the national championship 2 years ago. Now the Bruins are fighting for their playoff lives, and SC comes in number 14, enjoying its best season since winning its national championship back in 2007. It's the Crosstown Showdown, USC and UCLA. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Westwood. Jim Watson and Tamara Lane, and welcome to the LA City Championship. Let's talk about UCLA and Cody Lovrusky, who will always be celebrated by Bruin backers for scoring the game-winning goal in the national championship final. But if UCLA doesn't win tonight, Temaris, their season is over. They can't go to the playoffs, so she's facing the possibility of playing her last game.
Yeah, a tale of the tens tonight. Number 10, Cody Lovrusky, an incredible player, someone who is known for her skill. Coach Cromwell credits her for being just deceivingly fast and a leader on the field who can really score from anywhere, as we just see right here. Watch out for number 10, Cody Lovrusky.
Yeah, UCLA's offense will center around the person right in the middle. Meantime, for SC, like a true senior captain, Jamie Fink has led by sacrifice. She was asked to accept a different role. She just kept her mouth shut, her head down, and now she's reemerged as their most dependable player again.
The number 10, Jamie Fink, also sports this one. A goal scorer, a playmaker, someone who has played out wide in the middle of the pitch. She does what her team needs her to do. She is the true leader. So watch out for her creating action for us tonight.
Records and rankings now will favor USC in this game, but history and the home field, well, that's on UCLA's side. These two teams have met 15 times at Drake Stadium, and UCLA has won every single one. Can the Bruins conjure up a little Westwood magic in the moonlight one more time? It's SC and UCLA. It's the Crosstown Showdown, next on the Pac-12 Networks.
This Pac-12 women's soccer rivalry game is brought to you by Clean, Crisp Coors Light and by Pure Silk. Pure Silk moisturizing cream for that look and feel like pure silk.
That is the upper campus here at UCLA. That is world-famous Royce Hall. That is the prettiest building on a beautiful campus. And from there, you can see Drake Stadium, where we're playing soccer tonight. Let's take a look at the Bruins tonight, who come in under 500, both in conference and on the season. It is senior night, so they're going to put all the seniors into the starting lineup. Some other players to keep an eye on. Annie Alvarado is a co-captain for this team. Cody Lovrusky, we talked about in the Open, has 4 goals this year. Taylor Smith is also a captain and a senior, maybe playing her last game for UCLA. For USC, number 14 in the country, 13-5-1, 8-2 in conference. Sammy Jo Perdome has been great in the pipes for SC this year. Nicole Mullen has 2 goals and 4 assists for this team. Kayla Mills, 2 goals, 2 assists, same numbers for Sydney Slodek. Allie Prysock has been really good on that back line as a rookie. 64 degrees, there is no wind. Humidity's good. It is just a perfect night on the west side. It's the reason that 6 million people live in the metro Los Angeles area, because it's winter time and everybody you're looking at is wearing shorts. Jim Watson, Tamara Lane at Drake Stadium, and it's 22-5-1 UCLA, but on this pitch, 15-0 for the Bruins. SC hasn't won in this series since 2012. It is a big night on both sides for different reasons. If UCLA loses or plays to a draw, their season ends officially tonight on this field. SC's going to the tournament. They want a high draw. Right now, number 14. They have already locked up second place in this conference, but they are trying to draw the attention of that NCAA selection committee. So it's an interesting night, and on top of all that, saying goodbye to the seniors.
Very huge night for any player that's playing on this pitch that might be playing for the last night, especially with a team for a school, for a university that you have put so much into. So it's a big night. It's great to see that UCLA has started all of their seniors and honored them in that way. And even speaking to Coach Cromwell, she said there's a sense of freedom on this pitch, knowing that, you know, the season didn't really turn out the way they planned, but that kind of alleviates some sort of pressure for the UCLA Bruins tonight.
First corner kick of the game goes to SC, and that's not surprising. That was SC's 97th corner kick this year. Only 59 allowed to their opponents, and corner kicks are obviously scoring opportunities. SC, of course, in the Cardinal and gold here, and UCLA in their home blues, but also black jerseys. It's what they've been wearing at home all year long. UCLA, although their record is not good, they've been pretty good at home, 6-2. at Drake Stadium, and there's a good crowd. Both schools have drawn. We're expecting upwards of 5,000 in the park tonight. Last year they met at the Coliseum and played in front of a record 10,128. UCLA won that game 2-0.
What a great turnout, and such a big matchup, especially here at Drake Stadium for USC. You said it at the start of the show, start of the match, that the USC has yet to beat UCLA on their home turf here at Drake Stadium. So this is something that I'm sure USC is kind of going out there with another one of their checklist items.
Sammy Jo Perdome, her first touch of the match, and she sprays one all the way over to the far touchline. And SC lucky to keep it in play, but now they have to literally build all the way from the back as UCLA trying to poach a little bit, getting up front, getting some numbers, looking to spill a turnover again.
USC is something they're comfortable with building out of the back. They have a lot of speed back there with Randall just receiving the ball. Prysock, who's done incredibly well holding down that back line.
Taken away, that was Andy Alvarado, the co-captain for UCLA, who has 3 goals, all on PKs. And there's a good look at Sammy Jo Perdome, the redshirt junior from Aliso Viejo down in Orange County. But she started her career at Oregon State and was a really good freshman goalkeeper. She was all freshman honors, made 188 saves, played a couple of seasons for the Beavs, and then decided she just wanted to come home, and because she transferred in conference, had to sit out an entire year. Gets back on the field this year, and she is terrific. 9 clean sheets, second best in the conference, and a goals against average of 0.57.
Incredible goalkeeper. And she's really stepped into this leadership role that's required of goalkeepers at this level. And in the Pac-12 conference, and you said it, she's the second best in the conference. And I was at that match against Emily Boyd. Both goalkeepers had to make incredible saves that match. Quick on their feet, and they just read the game well.
Boyd's having a good season too, isn't she?
Yep, absolutely. And she's at the top. She's at the top of the conference with the most saves.
SC and UCLA just played the Northern California schools. Both were beaten by number 4 Stanford. UCLA also lost big to California. They lost 7-0 in a game that was 1-0 at halftime. This is driven all the way near the goal. It skips out untouched. And Stanford came back to beat the Bears in their final trip to the Northern California site. 1-0 in that game. Siri Urvik starting her 8th game in a row for UCLA. She is the 3rd goalkeeper to start for the Bruins. She's been pretty good, even though they gave up those 7 goals. You know, if you talk to Amanda Cromwell, the UCLA head coach, she'll tell you that none of those were the goalkeeper's fault.
That's when you're frustrated as a goalkeeper, because you depend so much on the other 10 players in front of you to do their job. And looking back at that match for UCLA, that's definitely one that they didn't see coming. I'm sure they're extremely unfamiliar with how to lose, and lose at that magnitude.
And the other game UCLA played up there against Stanford, they held the number 4 team in the country scoreless until the 61st minute.
Yes, you know, individually we can have bad days, and same can be the same for a team.
It was just a mess, that game against Cal. There was an own goal and all that, and I know Bruin fans don't want to talk about it, so we'll focus on this one here. No score through the first 5 minutes, and there is Amanda Cromwell. In her 3rd season here, she has now won more than 50 games at UCLA, including the 2013 National Championship. She was Soccer America's Coach of the Year that season. You know, she was a good coach even before she came here. 14 years at Central Florida, where she really made her name, winning 203 matches there.
Yeah, it's got to be an interesting challenge coming off the heels of a championship season and then a championship team, and making a run for the NCAA in back-to-back years, and then coming to a team of players that are really just inexperienced in terms of getting a full 90 minutes and having to ask them to step into those shoes. And so it's been quite a different year for her.
Well, tonight, of course, they're starting all the seniors, but UCLA's played a lot of underclassmen and some freshmen and redshirt sophomores as well, so next year that'll pay off. Levin cuts it back against traffic, trying to get it to her right foot for a shot.
Excellent skill there and vision from Levin, seeing that opportunity to put it back on her right foot, opens things up.
Savannah Levin doesn't score a lot, but the last time we saw SC against Colorado, she scored in that game.
She's a really consistent and dependable player for the Trojans. She plays this outside midfield position really well.
Courtney Proctor trying to go forward to Cody Lavruski. I don't know if she dummied it or just lifted her foot. Allie Prysock, the freshman for SC, has that ball get off her foot, rolls over the end line, and so they surrender a corner kick.
That was a rare mistake on the back line from Prysock. She's usually pretty consistent and just misstepped there. Watching that one out for a corner.
Being pressured a little bit, she lifts her chin right here as she gets this touch, and it comes up heavy.
She kind of runs just a little too far around that ball. I think she thought for sure she had it and just misses it.
Gabby Miranda to take the corner kick for UCLA, left footer from the left side. Drives that ball behind the goal. Kadani McAlpine, well, he's done a pretty good job in his 2 years, 25 victories already. His 2013 Coach of the Year award, that was with Washington State, as you see. He built that program up and got the attention of SC. It went to back-to-back NCAA tournaments up there. He comes down to SC last year and returns the women of Troy to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2010. They've had a great season at USC, 13-5-1. They win second place in this conference by themselves, and they're ranked 14th in the country. RPIs in the low 20s.
Now, Coach McAlpine has done such a great job. You know, he's indicated time and time again, and just depends on the fact that he is such an attacking-minded coach, which we've seen. But with this special USC squad, he's really had to develop from the back, through the midfield and forward, and we see a lot of their opportunities coming from and starting from their defensive prowess. And having a conversation with him before the match, he said, you know, it's been such an interesting experience this year. You know, we're healthy. They have one player, Morgan Andrews, who tweaked her ankle a little bit. She could be available potentially today. But he said, we're healthy, and our trainer, our athletic trainer, has just done such a phenomenal job with keeping our girls fit and ready to go. And he mentioned the GPS technology. Now they're able to track players. Player like Mullen, he said, runs at least 7 miles a match, at least. So they're making sure that they're keeping an eye on players that run so much, and maybe they'll sit them out of trainings to give them more advanced rest so that they keep them healthy for the longevity of the season.
That's a 10K.
That's a 10K.
I mean, 6.2 is a 10K, so it's more than a 10K, and you get out of training as well. So there's the bonus. So just run around during timeouts, keep the thing going. Yeah, underneath their jerseys, players now wearing these heart monitors that keep an eye on everything, and afterwards they can track it, they look at the printout, and they can test the health and the fitness of these players and keep an eye on things, so there's fewer surprises. Quick sub already into this game. Whitney Patalo coming in for USC, and Randall's going to the bench.
Interesting trade so early on. I'm wondering if it's a protection of some sort of, just as we're talking of fitness and health.
Kayla Mills to Nicole Mullen. You were just talking about her running 7 miles. She's in the middle of the park, so can get a lot of touches. Tried to feed that one to Fink, but it was kind of a lazy pass and picked off by UCLA. Alvarado now. UCLA's problem has been linking from the back to the middle to the attack. They've always been missing that final pass, it seems, this year.
Yeah, and defensively just struggling to not keep possession and making silly mistakes that really cost them at the beginning of the season. And so this is I think you spoke with Coach Cromwell at the beginning of the match about making sure, adding a bit more security into that back line.
Yeah, Taylor Smith is going to start, or she did tonight, and spend her night at back right. And normally she's an attacker, but they need to bolster that back line. She's a good player. She's been there before. They started her there against Stanford. So it's not the first time UCLA has done it, but Taylor Smith is one of the most dangerous players on the field tonight. Wears 14 for UCLA. Just a couple of goals this year. But her last 3 seasons, she's been a big scorer, getting much more attention this season.
Yeah, and you step in, you're a senior, you're asked to do something. You know it's for the betterment of the team, you're going to step up and do that. And it's always great to have that senior leadership, captain leadership in the back line. There she is right there, number 14, Taylor Smith, being celebrated as a senior. What a big night for them. It's always such an incredible experience as a player, and you think about and recount your days, not just the game days, because more time is spent preparing and training than actually in games, but really just the whole experience of being a student athlete and representing your school. Taylor Smith, here she goes forward. See, this is the attacking prowess that she can lend coming out of the back.
Yeah, we knew she'd be on some overlapping runs and be part of that attack anyway. You don't have to ask a player to get up front twice, do you?
No, absolutely not, as long as they're fit. But at this point in the season, that should never be part of the conversation.
Yeah, she's going to run 7 miles tonight. That ball sent in on a bounce. Sammy Jo Perdome takes it in the gloves. You know, you wonder if SC is a little bit nervous tonight because they have much more to lose than UCLA. Before the game, all the seniors were honored. It's our Coors Light Cold Hard Facts. The senior class has won 69 games, including 2 conference championships and, of course, the national title in 2013, the very first for UCLA, but the 112th national championship for this school. They went on to win another in men's water polo later.
What a legacy. Senior day, big day. A lot of people out here to fill the seats and honor the seniors, including the band, the marching band.
You know, I think it's cool. There's a lot of SC people here as well. It's a big crowd. You know, they had 10,000 last year, but you know, there's a lot of SC people here as well because the SC seniors are playing perhaps their last game in Southern California. Now, a lot of those folks are hoping SC's going to host in the NCAA tournament, but you never know, so you want to be here. And it's nice to see, you see Cardinal and Gold sitting with blue and gold. Families are split. I went to SC, my wife went to UCLA, so I live this on a daily basis.
That was a good idea right there, but the front runner was just offsides for UCLA, and she knew it, so she pulled up. Ball goes to Sammy Jo Perdome. Now, USC is just known to really take their space and build out of the back, and that's part of what's made them so successful. And we're seeing here today that both teams are kind of staying in the middle of the pitch. We're going back and forth. We had 2 corners, 1 for each, but really not any true attacking threats. Nothing too dangerous yet.
Miranda to Lovruski. She didn't get all of that. She was trying to go to Christiana Konko-Mochikowski for the seniors from Malibu starting tonight.
See, we've seen a lot of possession here in the middle of the pitch. UCLA is looking to go long, but really that Trojan back line has kept their depth, and they have so much speed back there.
Ball played over the top. SC doesn't usually go that direct. Look, you and I have seen SC many times this year, and it wouldn't surprise me to see a scoreless game at halftime. That's the way SC plays it. They start in a defensive posture. They get you to reveal your attack. They make their adjustments, and then they strike in the second half. It's worked for them all year long.
It's worked, and they also have distribution across goal scorers.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they definitely rely on players like Morgan Andrews, who's not in at the moment. We could potentially see her. It depends on how the match goes. I know she's going to be itching to play, but she did tweak her ankle a bit last week, and I think she's cleared. But why risk it if you know you're going into the postseason, and this is a matchup that isn't as important?
Yeah,
except for the rivalry.
Right, of course you want to tell the player, look, I know it's the rivalry, it's the crosstown showdown, but bigger picture is the NCAA tournament. We need you healthy. This SC team is much different than last year in that it scores far less. Only 28 goals this year. Last year, 42 goals for SC. The difference is their defense much better. They're the second best defense in the Pac-12 conference. They've allowed just 11 goals on the season. They've allowed only 5 goals in Pac-12 play. That statistic is number 1 in the conference.
Yeah, they've been really incredible defensively, and it's been fun to see them throughout the season just even gain their own confidence, before the match. Interesting foul there. A little shoulder action. We got to expect it, anticipate it tonight.
Zoe Goralski here for UCLA. Yeah, shoulder to shoulder. Well, Savannah Levin, and we've seen her play many times, she's tough. She's a bulldog. If you're going to have the ball at your feet, she's going to fight for it, right? I mean, you're not going to, there's nothing free. You're not going to step around her.
Yeah, absolutely. It's either, I've said it before, it's either the player or the ball. You just have to be intelligent about when you decide to make that call. You don't want both to get past you, so you better choose.
And our referee tonight is Karen Apton. So what does she look like when two players get together on a ball like that? Is she watching feet? Is she watching shoulders? Or does she have to watch all of it?
Shoulder to shoulder is great. Second you start leading and the arm extends away from the body and kind of start pulling someone down, that's when the foul is going to be called against you.
So far, it's been pretty clean.
Yeah, I can imagine it's going to get a little chippy as the minutes pass by.
You're right.
It's inevitable, especially when you're playing against your rival. That's why we love it so much, is there's more at stake than just the result, but pride. And I know that the crosstown rivals have an ongoing competition between the schools, no matter the sport. They get credited so many points depending on the victory or a draw.
Yeah, it's the BMW Cup.
That's right.
And UCLA's ahead right now, but if SC were to win this game, it would be dead even. Levin and Fink cross at midfield, then Levin got upended. We play on. Nobody out front for SC.
You know, both teams' back line is giving a significant amount of space for the forwards to kind of just sit behind, keeping their distance. So we're not seeing anything behind quite yet.
We're into the 19th minute. SC is number 2 in the conference in shots per game at 17. They don't have a shot yet. None.
17, not quite the team goal of getting 20 shots per game.
Yeah, when SC has 20 shots, they're undefeated this year. That's kind of that unofficial goal.
And they're undefeated, and they also managed to get at least one. That's what Coach McAlpine has come up with statistically.
SC is 10-0-1 when they get at least 20 shots. Might be something to it, or maybe it's just a statistical anomaly. You never know.
Hey, you're not going to score.
It's superstitious, right? So
oh, absolutely.
They'll believe anything.
Right sock before the left. You know, high five, clap routines.
Why do you put yourself through that? It's exhausting trying to remember all that.
I don't think I can't remember any. It changes every season, and you never know what it's going to be, and then all of a sudden it just is. And you've got to shake the same teammate's hand in the same order as you step on
soccer players and baseball players. Yeah.
Athletes, a lot of athletes. Many athletes won't be victim to their own superstitions.
This isn't the only rivalry game going on right now. How about this one? Oh, you'll like this as a former Sun Devil, right? ASU.
Yeah.
4-1 over Arizona. Arizona's having a great season. They're 3rd in the conference right now and 23rd in the country, and that game's in Tucson.
I love to see
Farquharson with a hat trick tonight.
Oh, she's someone that is just up for Pac-12 Player of the Year. She's just a phenomenal player. If their team would have been off to a better start, she would definitely be one of my top picks. But the team struggled a bit throughout the beginning of the season, so I'm happy to see that Arizona State has responded and finally started scoring goals.
Lavruski, a little tender there on the ankle. We'll see if she can run it off. And here comes SC finally getting some numbers forward, maybe looking for their first real shot of the game. Nope. Before we can even finish the sentence, they turn it over. Well, that's nice work right there at midfield. Haley Mace, the freshman from Ventura, carried that ball about 50 yards with an SC defender hanging all over her. Great. Now she's got to retreat and get back defensively.
USC looking wide here.
Riley Parker, one touch in the middle, trying to go to Levin. UCLA backline has been tested, and on a number of occasions this year, they have come up short. That's the area of this team that has been criticized the most. Levin to the right foot. Shot was deflected and now cleared out of the area.
Credit to both sides' defense on those plays. We had a solid run there from Mace, and then the ball was turned over and Mills recovered and then played through the center and all the way back up to Levin, but both back four lines recovered well. We're seeing some good defending, which is why we haven't seen many shots so far.
Courtney Proctor got rolled up on, but got a piece of the ball, so no whistle from Karen App, the referee, who's right there and steps out of the way of that pass. Here's Nicole Mullen, always dangerous, looking to distribute here.
Here's Mills out of the back. That's what she's
Mills,
good at.
left foot. Gabby Miranda got her left foot in the way. Mills recollects and plays it back to midfield. Prysock tries to send a ball back in. Taylor Smith deflects. Picked up by Donaldson. Donaldson, another of those players for SU, just keeps coming after you.
She's a fun one to watch out of the back. Feisty defender. And just got a shot off, and much needed shot off for USC.
One of the SC seniors, Natalie Donaldson. Well, we're into the 23rd minute. This is the final regular season game. You've seen a lot of soccer this year, so we asked you to pick out some of the best players in the conference.
Yeah, absolutely. And because Stanford has had such a phenomenal season, you have to give credit to senior Haley Rosen. She's got 5 goals, 5 assists, and just a phenomenal player. You know, we have over at Cal, Emily Boyd, goalkeeper. She's at the top with an incredible season with 11 shutouts, leads the Pac-12 in all categories for goalkeeping. And defender, watching her right now, Kayla Mills, phenomenal defender and even a phenomenal attacker. She started in the attack. Coach McAlpine converted her in the right back position, giving her the authority to advance the ball when she feels like she can do it. And she has been a large reason, a huge playmaker, a large reason for USC Trojan success.
Yeah, she's a threat. She's always going to draw some extra defense. They're going to have to shade that side, so she'll take up a defender and a half. Here they go on the free kick, and Mills steps in with the right foot. Takes it right over the crossbar. No chance, no save necessary by Siri Ervik.
USC shot number 18, Kayla Mills.
And we're through 23 minutes with no score, but SC has a shot.
And it was Haley Rosen who managed to get the game winner against USC, and it was just this tricky little back heel. Just shows her skill and her soccer intelligence. Quite the player all around. Fun to watch.
Substitutions for UCLA. Amber Munnerland's coming in, a sometime starter. And Courtney Proctor's coming out.
Number 77, Courtney Proctor.
Meantime, throw in for UCLA on the far touchline. And you see those bleachers that run along that side, those are always full at games. Jerry Jenkins comes in for UCLA. Big scorer for the Bruins, leads the team with 5. Coming off the bench tonight on senior night. Jenkins is just a junior. Jim Watson, Temris Lane at Drake Stadium on campus at UCLA, the final regular season game. The women of Troy, number 14 in the country, 13-5-1, 8-2 in the Pac-12. That is second place all by themselves no matter what happens tonight. UCLA is 1 game under 500, both overall and in conference play. Sammy Jo Perdome comes out, and that ball got deflected, and that could have been, with the right bounce, the first goal of the game.
Yeah, number 8, Munnerland steps on the pitch, and she really puts USC goalkeeper Sammy Jo Perdome under pressure.
Why does Perdome play this with her feet instead of her hands?
On the replay, I didn't see who passed it back, but I thought it was a UCLA player. She could have picked it up, but perhaps she thought it was a pass back, so she played it smart. Turned out to be not the best clearance.
Madison Ty clears for UCLA. It was Jenkins officially who did pass that ball back.
Or played the ball forward, so she could have picked it up after all.
Trying to play a through ball there. Offensively, SC's just not in sequence right now. That was played through, and the player cut their run off and went horizontally.
You know, I think the thing we're missing tonight is a sense of urgency. USC has made it into the postseason. They're sitting in second place and feeling confident about their level of play, and they're fresh tonight. Before the match, Coach McAlpine, I was talking to him. I said, that feels pretty light. He's like, yeah, it's when they get nervous is when I get nervous. So they have this relaxed mindset this evening, and perhaps that's what we're missing. It's always important to play your rivals, but both teams may be playing a little bit more conservatively than they would if they had a different kind of pressure. UCLA, for example, if they felt like they must win in order to advance, I think they feel like their season's done. At least in speaking with Coach Cromwell, the chances of them making it through great touch there from Smith.
And Natalie Donaldson got between Taylor Smith and the ball. Now it's picked up by Lovrusky, who lays it back out to Smith, turns and finds two defenders. One of them, Donaldson, who dispossesses her, and then back comes Smith to win it to Goralski. At the edge of the 18, Goralski has it run off her foot and out. Goal kick, but good hustle by the Bruins.
That was an exciting bit of action that we finally got to see down in the attacking third for UCLA. Good defending here, but then again, a recovery from Smith. That's why you don't stop. You always play through. Just a little too long of a touch here, but she was on a roll.
The reason UCLA is pessimistic about its postseason chances, regardless of what happens tonight, is because of their RPI. It's above 80. Meantime, SC's is in the low 20s. Remember, 64 teams go to the NCAA tournament.
And that's really one of the most important marks in order to advance.
Taken away by Jenkins. Tries to go to Mutterlin. Lovrusky with the left foot. And Sammy Jo Pernome goes down on her right side, right at the far post to squeeze it.
It was called offsides far before the shot. Let's take a look. Watch if you can see the sideline.
Oh, tried to hold up the run, yeah.
She was offsides, and the flag goes up right then and there, but the referee doesn't see it until it advances into a shot. There it is, the offsides flag.
Holding it up all the way. Felicia Mariscal, Melissa Gonzalez, the assistants. Cecia Valero is the alternate tonight. Here's the RPIs. We're talking about SC sitting at 22, and UCLA is 83. Stanford, the number 4 team in the country. And Arizona's getting beat tonight by its arch rival, ASU, but a 17 RPI. And California's been solid all year long. We expected the Golden Bears to be good. Washington State's having a good year. Gallimore and the Huskies of UW. Excellent, and a young team.
And then jumping all the way up to UCLA. Yeah, that's why they don't feel as though, even with the win, yes, stranger things have happened in the beautiful game and in the conference.
Every year.
Every year
the selection committee has to explain it. You know, and it's strange because UCLA on its schedule this year, you know, they weren't avoiding good teams. They played a number 1 team in the nation. 14 teams they played this year were in the NCAA tournament last year. So they scheduled tough, but it just didn't shake out for them.
That's important, is the strength of schedule, and that's definitely considered. However, coming off of a 7-0 loss against Cal, that's got to hurt. The RPI absolutely is going to be a huge signifier.
Just
for
strange.
advancement.
Here's Mutterlin, look at the speed, and remember, fresh legs, lays one for Lovrusky in the middle. But back was Mandy Freeman.
Now, I would have just kept that in play. Why take the throw when you can control it with your feet? And she had plenty of time and space, but perhaps she just wanted to let her team catch up.
I think you said it already. Both teams are playing cautious.
That's a dangerous clearance into the midfield.
Into the 30th minute now. So what about UCLA, who won the NCAA championship 2 years ago? So you see one game under 500, both in conference and on the season, but that 83 RPI, that's going to be tough to get around. The good victories, they beat Wisconsin, I think who's a co-Big Ten champion. They beat Pepperdine, who was ranked top 20 at the time. You can always make an argument for any team, but how strong is it? And they beat Arizona. They were up on Arizona here 5-0 and gave up that late goal. And again, Arizona's got a 17 RPI. You saw the losses at the bottom, including Virginia, which is the alma mater of Amanda Cromwell. 5 bodies go up together, far post, but the ball's deflected away from the goal mouth.
2 back-to-back corners there for UCLA.
Yep. You see the standing room down at one end. It's been a day of soccer here. The UCLA men beat Oregon State 4-1 earlier this afternoon on the same field.
Oh, Lovrusky was set up for that one, but USC Trojan defender just cleared that out right before she could reach it.
Prudhomme arranging a few pieces in front of her. She can easily reach midfield. This will be a bit short. I feel now UCLA is the aggressor in this match. SC's kind of playing on its heels.
Yeah, UCLA has definitely picked up a little bit with the substitution and Munnerlyn coming in, replacing Proctor there. She added a little something to that front line.
Miranda had to go off her foot. Picked up by Mullen.
Great run out wide here.
Nicole Mullen gets it back. Tried to tip it with the right foot away from the defender, but it ran off too far and lost the possession.
Levin just likes to cut it back on her right foot there. Does well to clean it up here, and Donaldson battles.
Yeah, Donaldson and Smith at each end of the field. Here's Donaldson to Mullen, who can shoot from there and does. One bounce, Siri Ervik, easy play for her.
Good
Siri
response
Ervik
there
from Oslo, Norway.
Yeah, that was a good response there from USC after we had just praised the UCLA attack. Finally getting a shot off.
Siri Ervik, the third goalkeeper again for UCLA this year. Cassie Sternbach started the first 7 games of the season for UCLA. They made a change as they went into conference. Ariel Scheckman played for a while. Had a couple of shutouts actually in her first couple starts and was looking pretty good. Then she lost the job. Siri Ervik picked it up against Arizona and tonight makes her 8th consecutive start. All alone is Jenkins. Cuts it back. Jenkins now on the left foot.
Wow,
tried to slot one home.
That's a layup. She set her team
Annie
up
Alvarado
nicely.
coming
Excellent
right down
play.
the pipe. Was it behind?
Yeah, just a little behind her. She was just streaking into that penalty area. Jenkins brilliantly set herself up with a double cutback.
Another good ball. Munnerlyn misses far post.
What a play from Munnerlyn, and she just can't quite keep it between the pipes.
Oh, she was so calm, Temra. She waited on everyone. Everyone else was playing quickly. She waited for it all to happen and develop, unfold in front of her. She saw the back post. She just plain missed it.
Check out this great through ball. Great vision there from Jenkins. She looks up. She takes on Sammy Jo Prudhomme, makes Prudhomme commit, and just a little bit too much spin on this one, just inches wide of the net.
And unfortunately, if she is shooting it, she just misses it wide, and it was just in front of another Bruin. If she had missed it worse, it might have been a good pass. So it was a tweener.
Something's happening here, though, for the Bruins.
And here comes Munnerlyn again. Well, she changed the game since she's come off the bench. Mills able to pop it back near midfield, but just giving it back to Maddie Ty and UCLA.
Great opportunities there from UCLA and kind of waking USC up a bit.
Look, USC is already won second in this conference, but we've mentioned it. It's a rivalry game. It's a big deal. But if they don't win, they might not host. Now you're on the road. Now you're playing a more difficult game, a more difficult opponent. I mean, there's a lot riding on this for SC.
You're right, and it's an important matchup no matter what, no matter which way you spin it. I think that this is, like you said, they're a team that's a second half team, generally speaking, and perhaps they need a little bit of a wake-up call. Not that they're playing bad, there's just kind of that urgency that we haven't seen much of yet.
SC is not as quick as UCLA. The Bruins are the much quicker team right now and the much more clever team as well. Here's the SC resume. The 13-5-1 looks great, especially coming out of this conference at 8-2. The RPI is solid. They got the rankings, so all of that is clean. The good wins, Texas Tech, the 1-0, that was earlier in the season. Of course, the selection committee is going to look what you've done at the end of the year. They're going to look at a game like this one. They're going to look at SC against Stanford. SC lost that game, but SC came back and beat Cal on that trip.
Which was a big win for them, and that's one of the things he said is just getting those kind of wins against a historically competitive opponent, especially on the road, something that they hadn't done in the past. And so this was something that he said he was really pleased with how they responded from that Stanford loss, coming back and stepping up to beat California and the Bears.
Mills is taken down.
Take a look, just a little late in on that defending from Jenkins. She's done really well to create a lot of action in the attack. Just a misstep there defensively. But kind of one of those ones you expect in these rivals. If you're going to do it, you just do it well.
How many games have you done where both leading scorers, in this case Darren Jenkins for UCLA and for USC Sydney Johnson, aren't starting? Neither one.
Well, Sydney Johnson is exceptional in the case that normally you're going to have your leading scorers on the pitch starting every match, but she's assumed the role per the conversation and the role that's required of her on this USC team as a substitute. And she's okay with that because she's still scoring goals. Of course, she's probably not okay. She probably still wants to start.
Yeah.
But she should. She should want to start.
And you know, Kidani McAlpine Price tells it, you're still going to get your minutes. You're still going to get your shots, and ultimately you'll get your goals.
We need you off the bench.
But everybody wants to start, right?
Oh, it's the worst having
look
to
at
sit
this.
on the bench.
Here comes Morgan Andrews. You were talking about it as Patalo heads out. Morgan Andrews was injured, I believe, in the Cal game, rolled the ankle.
Yeah, and her and Johnson are both leading the team. They're
Morgan Andrews leads the league in shots with 78, and she'll shoot from anywhere on the field.
Yeah, she's quite a impressive player. Hasn't converted as many goals as she wants, but watch out for her.
Jenkins ahead to Munnerlyn, a bit too strong. Skipped right past her. Here's the thing about Andrews, and we'll see it almost immediately. Once she has the ball at her feet, it's going to be there for a little while. Nobody takes it from her, and she'll advance it up the field.
Yeah, she's such a strong player. She's really strong on the ball, talented, and she's looking for that shot anywhere on the pitch. So if she's at half field, she's going to do her best to advance the ball and find herself a shot.
She'll turn and go, and you're right. Inside of 40 yards, the chin's up, and she's looking to get locked and loaded. We're through 38 minutes, no score.
Looked like she was adjusting that GPS tracker we were talking about.
Yep. Kowalski, good touch there. Back to Alvarado now. And SC starting to put pressure now upfield. The UCLA back line has been a little nervous at times this year and given away free shots.
That's a bouncy ball back to your goalkeeper, but Prudhomme does really well with this one. Good touch off there by Morgan Andrews. You can tell she's brought a different kind of energy, anxious to get out on that pitch tonight.
Sydney Slottek, left footer, and Siri Ervik got it on the fingertips. Nice read. She was moving left, started goal central, and went to that far post along with the shot.
Thank you, Siri, for the save.
The announcer here just thanked the goalkeeper. Thank you, Siri, for the save.
Siri Ervik, yes. Yeah, it lends itself to a lot of jokes, doesn't it?
I wonder how she feels now that there is a globally known entity named Siri.
Do you use the Siri?
I'm still developing a relationship with Siri. I fired the woman and I hired the man, Siri.
I understand.
Some people have great relationships with Siri. I just am not one of them.
No, I don't use it either, only because I already have enough people telling me what to do in my life. Into the 40th minute, no score. SC seems to have responded a little bit here. Riley Parker takes that one and gives it right back. Goralski has been real good for UCLA, leads them in assists. Lavruski, and it went off her heels.
She's got such an intelligence on where the space is and was making that run. The ball just wasn't on point coming through to Lavruski there. But what I'm seeing right now from UCLA is a lot of the midfielders are stepping up, like Jenkins.
And here's Taylor.
Finding these through balls.
Jenkins. Might have been touched. Corner kick for UCLA.
Jenkins is such a phenomenal playmaker. Now Smith, she just gets this one off, sees Jenkins streaking down the left side. Now if she would have taken this one earlier with her left foot, she might have put something on frame, but this was blocked by the Trojan hustle on defense.
Annie Alvarado's coming all the way over to that corner. Looks like Caskey's coming into the game for UCLA. Lauren Caskey, number 6. A lot of substitutions. SC also going to the bench with a couple of players. We'll set them as we go. Only 4 minutes to go in the first half. Let's concentrate on the corner.
Short corner here.
Yeah, I wondered when Alvarado came over that they were almost tipping their hands saying we're going short corner. There's Caskey, just stepped on, takes the shot quickly with the left, and it was a field block.
Jenkins on the hustle back.
And Jenkins is lucky she doesn't get called for that foul. She was off the ball and dropped the shoulder for contact. Quickly, UCLA comes back at you. Goralski, the ball deflected by Freeman and out, corner.
UCLA has done well this half to earn some corners against USC Trojans. Now it's just about the execution. We just saw a short corner. It looks like they might be coming over to do the same.
That's Alvarado again.
Here's the signal now. Are they going to go short? No.
Launch it out to the top of the box, so she wasn't going direct.
Mace recovers this. Meantime, the Trojans have stepped up their back line per the instruction from Sammy Jo Prudhomme. UCLA looking over the top.
Goralski with the service, but it was short. You know, SC keeps rejecting that ball out of the penalty area, but it ends up in midfield, and UCLA with an easy collection resets and comes right back at you. So it's almost like waves on the beach. You just continue to roll at you.
I like that, waves.
Don't forget,
UCLA.
coming up at halftime, Katie Boggs in studio. Senior day to remember for Bailey Nielsen. And Jim Mora, UCLA football coach, previews the upcoming game against Oregon State. It's all with Katie Boggs at halftime. 2 minutes now to play in the first half.
Be interesting to see if we get anything out of this half from either side. Still scoreless. UCLA has been, in the latter minutes of this half, the aggressor. Had a few responses there, like Sydney Slottick's shot, left-footed shot, but easy for Siri Ervik to collect.
We're going to talk with one of the coaches going off and one coming back. We're scheduled to talk with Amanda Cromwell, UCLA head coach, here at the end of the first half if nothing changes. Just over a minute now left on the clock.
There is
1 minute exactly now.
remaining.
Crowd starting to buzz. They're expecting a little bit more from these two teams, and I'll tell you, you're going to get it in the second half. SC, this is kind of the pattern they played all year. Freeman called for the foul. UCLA goes quickly. Munnerlin's created all kinds of chaos
Ever
in the back
since
line
she
for
came
SC.
on, it's
Yep.
true. And her and Jenkins have connected really well, along with Smith, just finding those penetrating passes forward, creating havoc really on that back line. And the missed shot was really fortunate for USC. Sammy Jo Prudhomme having to step off her line.
Amber Munnerlin does have 3 goals this year for UCLA. A couple of game winners against Wisconsin and Arizona. 10 seconds to go in the half. Can they get a shot? Smith was trying to get to it. And this ball will end at midfield, right where it started. No score after 45 minutes. And, you know, I made the prediction 45 minutes ago. I wouldn't be surprised if it was scoreless. But you and I have seen SC enough to know that, you know, that's an easy prediction. This is the way they play.
Yeah, this is something that they're used to, and they read the game, make the adjustments at half, and generally come out knowing that they have to do something to take care of the ball and find the back of the net.
Amanda Cromwell is with us down on the field with the headset on. Coach, thank you for the time. Listen, I thought Amber Munnerlyn was a great substitution. I think you guys are the aggressor in the first half. What'd you see?
Yeah, I think they had their way for the first 15 minutes probably, but we got our subs in there, and we saw some great stuff. I think we had 6 corner kicks, 5 or 6, and we need to be more dangerous off of those.
Yeah, and the corner kicks were something that I was going to bring up to you. What is the amount of corner kick options that you really go into these matches with? I know some teams have 20.
We don't have 20, but we have, depending on how the other team plays, a zone or man-to-man, we have probably 5 or 6 different plays for those defenses, and you saw us play short a couple times, so we have a couple other plays that I don't want to give away right now.
I understand. Yeah, keep it simple for us as well, yeah. Amanda. Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate the time, and I know it's been a trying season for you. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Amanda Cromwell, in her 3rd season here in Westwood. UCLA wins tonight. They finish as a 500 team, and then it's up to the NCAA selection committee. It's the Crosstown Showdown, SC and UCLA. No.
Good evening and happy Friday. I'm Katie Boggs with your Pac-12 halftime report. We've got a slew of in-state rivalry matches going on today, so let's get you caught up. Starting in Salt Lake City. Senior Day in Utah as the Utes take on visiting Colorado. Utes honoring 7 players for Senior Day. 11th minute, no score. Free kick Utah. Pilla Vanderveen sends it in, and senior Bailey Nielsen redirects it in for the goal. Her first goal of the season, and it comes on Senior Day. 85th minute, same score off the Colorado goal kick. Ball is headed to Natalie Vukic, who gets a breakaway shot that stopped, but Vanderveen is there for the putback goal. Utah goes on to win 2-0. Oregon State hosting Oregon on Senior Day earlier today. 3 seniors on the roster honored for Oregon. 29th minute, Beavers attacking. Annie Guvic sends into the box. Kayla Latham heads it in for the goal, her 2nd goal of the season. 74th minute, Oregon looking to equalize. Kiera Fawcett takes a shot deep outside the box, but Melanie Trumbull makes a fingertip save over the crossbar. Beavers still lead. 82nd minute. Marin Butler this time goes top corner for the equalizer, her 2nd goal of the season, and we're all tied up, but a couple minutes later, off the deflection, Marissa Everett finds the back of the net. Oregon goes on to win 2-1. There's more soccer on the way. It's the Minute Drake Stadium on Sunday. Number 20 UCLA taking on Washington. The Bruins coming off a 4-1 win over Oregon State today. Abu Danladi with 2 assists in that match. He is your Pac-12 Player of the Week.
There's another look though. It was turned quickly by Vail, and there it is for UCLA. You love the aggression. They finally converted.
Abu Danladi is the man to put it away for UCLA.
His 6th goal of the year.
Now here come the Bruins. Down the left, it is Shea Akoya. Back in front, that's going to be a shot in the goal. Adekoya with his team-leading 10th goal of the year. His strike partner, Danladi, gets the assist. Look out at the other end, Danladi. Danladi plays it right in front, and that's a goal. Danladi beat the defense around the corner. He could have shot it himself. He passed the ball to Hernandez as Danladi picks up his 2nd assist, and the freshman Hernandez gets his 10th goal, and that was an easy one right there.
We'll get you back out to Drake Stadium right after a Week 10 football preview.
And Saturday at 9 with a pregame show on Pac-12 Network, or watch on Pac-12 Now.
This Pac-12 women's soccer rivalry game is brought to you by Clean, Crisp Coors Light.
That is Bruin Walk, goes right up the middle of campus, and that is the UCLA marching band, which has shown up for the women's soccer game along with a crowd of almost 5,000. USC, number 14 in the country, and the Bruins still holding out hopes for a postseason bid. Remember, UCLA won the national championship 2 years ago. USC won it back in 2007. Jim Watson and Temris Lane as we look back at the best chances in a scoreless first half. It all changed for UCLA when Amber Munnerlyn came in, huh?
And Jenkins was the playmaker here. Puts it on the right foot of Munnerlyn, and she just misses wide. Parker and on the defensive effort there. But this is the best opportunity for USC coming from Sydney Slodek. A left-footed blast, but doesn't prove to beat the goalkeeper for UCLA. A turnover here midfield. results in another great opportunity for UCLA Bruins. A through ball puts it on Jenkins' left peg, and again, USC is forced to come up with a block.
Jenkins and Munnerlyn, by far the most dangerous players for UCLA in that first half. Kadani McAlpine, the USC head coach, joins us down on the field on the headsets. Kadani, UCLA was all over you in that first half. How do you become more offensive in the second half?
Well, first of all, we got to settle down and play the ball to us. We've given the ball away entirely too much in the half. We just got to settle down. It's what rivalry games are all about. They're going to come at us, but we got to settle down. Once we settle down and play a little bit and knock it to us, we had some really good chances, and I think if we can create more of those, then we'll be just fine.
Coach, you said before the match that the team was feeling light and confident. You think there's a sense of urgency maybe missing perhaps in this particular matchup? It's always good for a rivalry, but tonight...
I won't say urgency. I'll say there's a little bit of a nerves. I mean, when you want it a little too bad, sometimes it comes out the wrong way, and I think that's what happened in the first half. We settled down. Hopefully we'll play a little bit better in the second.
Kadani, thank you for your time, and congratulations on a great season.
Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
Kadani McAlpine, the fourth head coach in SC history in his second season. Yeah, and just his voice calms you down, doesn't it?
Oh yeah,
should be a jazz DJ.
Calming presence, Coach McAlpine.
This is what we were talking about SC in the second half. This is where they've gotten the majority of their scoring. They only have 28 goals on the season, and 20 have come in the second half. So that's why Kadani is so calm. You and I have seen this team 6 or 8 times. Kadani's seen them every time. He knows what they're capable of, and they start in that defensive posture. They make the adjustments. You got Sammy Joe Perdome in the yellow gloves. He knows, look, this is the way we play. We play 45 minutes of offense, and it's about to start right here.
And he's having a word here with his leader out there. Number 10, I thought it was number 10, Fink, but it's number 16. Having a conversation
with
Amanda
Rooney, who didn't play in the first half.
Right,
yeah.
She hasn't played yet, stepping on the pitch, giving her a little direction, and like he's saying, those nerves, you can feel those nerves out here today. And with a crowd like this, your opponents brought their marching band. It's always a little bit more intense down on the field.
Listen, I know you live in a soccer world, and I just have a visa and get to visit every now and then between my other sports. But here's why soccer is such a silly sport. We were talking about how SC couldn't get a shot off for the first 25 minutes in the first half. SC outshot UCLA in the first half. Would you even believe that?
I noticed after we got these statistics here in front of us, and it says that USC outshot UCLA, there are 2 things to really kind of statistically possibly determine who dominated. One of them's corner kicks, and the other is the shots. So USC had more shots. However, UCLA had more corner kicks on the half. So again, that's why we throw statistics out the window in the beautiful game of soccer, because they don't really mean that much.
Not at all. If you hadn't given me that stat sheet, I would have said UCLA 5-2 in shots. I knew the corner kicks were UCLA, but it just seemed like the time of possession that they had at 75% of the time. And logically, I would think that would lead to more shots.
I'll say this for USC. You said the same thing to Coach McAlpine. You could see his expression a little like, hey, we didn't get killed. I know you didn't say that they got killed, but you could see his expression, and it's just about how they respond. USC responded, though, to every one of UCLA's attacks. Maybe with not quite as much dangerous or as many dangerous opportunities as USC, but they definitely responded and, got down in their attacking third.
I thought it was the middle third that SC gave away a little bit too early, and I think he alluded to that just a little bit. They were giving UCLA too many possessions right at midfield.
Absolutely.
A lot of takeaways by the Bruins.
And those you can't give away. You can't turn those around. Kayla Mills here on the ball. Excellent switch.
Yeah, that's a nice move. Goes by a second defender, Kasky, and then misses wide left. But that was a nice bit of soccer there. She goes around 2 defenders and still got off a clean shot.
And that's something she's done well all season. She sees those opportunities. She likes to just take the ball down at pace, take on players, cut it across to her left side. Here she goes again, finding that left peg, and just nails this one off. It's a good way to start the half.
Yep. Well, that's why I asked him, how do you get more offensive?
He said, don't turn it over. And that's something that UCLA has been challenged with also. Tonight we haven't seen so much of that. Other matches that I've covered for UCLA, we've seen where they've struggled defensively, making silly turnovers and dangerous ones that have essentially cost them a deficit goal.
Temperature is supposed to be in the high 50s tonight, so Amanda Cromwell has gone with the ski cap.
Looking good.
Yeah.
Looking good in the beanie.
See, I can't pull that look off.
Who says?
I've seen myself in a beanie. It's not a good look. Long-shaped head. Here comes SC. Boy, don't they look different already as Slodek collects this ball in the corner. I don't think SC had the ball this much the entire first half in the attacking end. Just missing Mullen on one side, and that was Amanda Rooney. So you saw McAlpine talking to Rooney right before the half, and I think he told her, you go crash the net, we're going to try to get the ball to you.
We're getting it to you just like this off of Slodek's left foot. She gets the cross off. UCLA's coverage is there, though.
I think that was Goralski defensively for UCLA, and she ended up covering two players at once because she was right between them.
Jenkins recovers here.
Jenkins looked great in the first half, as did Munnerlin. Makes a turn.
Oh, what an excellent timed run. Brilliant.
She had to hold up. Heel flick, nobody there for UCLA. I thought when Lavruski stopped that she was offside. Why did she not continue?
Those are the kind of runs that you just dream about as a player, as a coach. It could have been timed more perfectly. The ball was played through and Lavruski was there, and that's the kind of soccer intelligence that Coach Cromwell was talking about. Her number 10, Cody Lavruski, she just contributes so much intellect to the game, just with her technical ability, but really it's also the things she's doing off the ball.
And anytime Lavruski receives a through ball like that, I just have flashbacks to her winning the national championship game the exact same way.
Let's take a look at this overlapping run here. Watch this run through and played perfectly from Munnerlin.
Just onside. You can see the flag stays down.
That's a great play from the officials.
Yeah, I think she turned to look at who else maybe was running down a channel. Had she kept going, she would have had a blast with the left foot.
And those you just have to commit to. And she played a cheeky back heel after that, but Jenkins just didn't see it coming. Picked out her own teammate.
Nicole Mullen lays it out for Kayla Mills, and that ran over the line. Remember, whole ball goes over the line. 4 minutes into the second half, SC and UCLA. SC has already wrapped up second place in the Pac-12 conference. They are going to the NCAA tournament. If they win tonight, they could probably expect to host in the first round. If UCLA loses or plays to a draw, their season ends right here because they'd be under 500 and ineligible for the postseason. If UCLA wins, their chances are still, they're still a long shot to make the tournament.
Still a long shot.
They'd be 500, but you're looking at a team that has some decent wins, that won the national championship 2 years ago and would be coming off a win over the number 14 team. This is the Pac-12 coming into tonight. Stanford is still perfect at the top of the table. Actually, these are updated with some of today's games as well. You see Stanford clinching the title. UCLA had won it the last 2 years. SC finishing second for the first time since 2007. Ironically, that was the year they won the national championship.
Both the Arizonas and the Washingtons made just a strong statement this year. Really starting the season off strong. Both Washington State, Arizona State. And coming into Pac-12 with a different kind of confidence that we haven't really seen so much of consistently coming out of those two states, Washington and Arizona.
Taken away by Belden Long, getting the start tonight. As a senior, I saw Belden's dad right before kickoff tonight. He came over and shook my hand. He said, you guys do a great job on the Pac-12 network. Remember, a few years ago, you would only see a handful of women's soccer games.
Almost 70?
69.
69
this year
matches.
on the network, that's right. That's amazing. Title IX continues to reverberate through college athletics. Chipped in. Sammy Jo Bernal backed up. That ball hit the crossbar untouched. And UCLA still looking for the shot. Belden Long, left footer. Oh, Sammy Jo Perdome all out. Knocks it out. It'll be a corner kick for UCLA.
Well, that crossbar was surprise for, it looked like, even the goalkeeper for USC. Here it comes in. I think she thinks it's going over. She's just on her heels, though. Fortunate for her, it goes off the crossbar. An excellent skill here for a second shot. Forces Sammy Jo Perdome to make a save. corner kick for UCLA.
You see, that's karma. I'm talking about Belden Long's dad being a good guy, and his daughter almost scores seconds later.
That was a great skill from her too. Good composure in front of the net and on top of the 18 to even see that shot and put it on her left peg.
Loose ball in front. Siri Ervik had no idea where that ball was. On the 50-50, she popped up and looked behind her. The ball was laying at her heels and gets back on it right as the whistle comes in.
Now this is the rivalry we're talking about. Ball comes back to her. She's only allowed to play it with her feet. Pressure is on her immediately. Now I think she's kind of hesitant with whether or not she should pick it up.
It's Dominic Randall for USC there, trying to dig it out. That ball got off of Siri's foot, and Randall was at a dead run coming after it.
Randall coming out of the back for that one.
Lovrusky trying to lay it out for Munnerlyn, but too strong. Donaldson plays it back to midfield. Morgan Andrews. He hardly called her name at all in the first half. She didn't start, but did come on the last 15 minutes or so.
Looks like she got her second half start. I'm sure she was pleased about that. That must mean that her ankle is doing well.
Andrews has great numbers. We told you already, leads the conference in shots at 78 coming in, but is tied for the goal lead as well for SC with 5. That's top 10 in the conference. Game-winning goals for Morgan Andrews against Washington State. Couple of PKs earlier in the year. Top Drawer Soccer says the top 50 player in the country.
Good penetrating movement here from USC Trojans as they gain momentum in the attack.
There's Andrews right there.
Good battle.
Andrews will seldom be stopped by a single defender. So you're gonna have to deploy your resources at number 3 if she gets going.
Foul from behind there.
Cody Lovrusky may be playing her last game in blue and gold, has a national championship, a couple of Pac-12 titles.
That's a good career.
Yeah, it is.
That's a good career.
Different look this year, taking the hair down tight.
Someone that has the potential to play professionally, says Coach Cromwell, and we can see it out here. She's definitely skilled, played in and out of the U20 youth system. Someone who's just got love and passion for the game and a true sense of humility. Not necessarily one for the attention, but definitely one who's all for the game.
Chip back into the middle, but only black-blue jerseys.
Good touch there from Lovrusky.
So smart. She just skips through the midfield and lays it out.
That was a brilliant touch across her body. Now she's able to switch the field, and now the Bruins are on the attack.
Munnerlyn from Goralski and couldn't settle that ball, tried to collect it right at the spot.
That took one of those awkward bounces. Now take a look again. The ball comes across. It takes a funny little bounce here. Not sure if Randall's going to collect it. Munnerlyn's there, and it just comes to that awkward place on your body where you can't really reach your foot out and have a shot.
Allie Brysock with 2 nice plays there, upending 2 dangerous players, Jenkins and Lovrusky for UCLA. Been really impressed with Brysock, the freshman this year, what she's done, what they've asked her to do.
That's a big role for a freshman to step into.
Sure is.
She's done excellent, like you've said. Her partnership back there with Randall, really just running that back line. They complement each other extremely well.
Into the 56th minute. No score in the crosstown showdown on the Pac-12 networks. Jim Watson, Temris Lane, and did SC get away with a handball?
Let's take a look. It comes in. Now, there was that awkward bounce, which is what might have caught Munnerlyn off guard.
Right. Somebody touch it? It looked like the flight of the ball did change right there.
Right here, as it took a bounce, does it bounce into the arm of the USC defender?
Tough to see.
Tough to see, but I wouldn't say that was worth calling, even if it did hit her in the hand.
No, well, you and I didn't see it live, and we just watched a replay and still didn't see it. So it's a good no call. Now a foul here on UCLA as Mills is spilled. Jenkins likes to play aggressive soccer. Uses her hands a lot.
Well, this is an aggressive game at times, especially when you're going for one ball and there's 22 people on the pitch. There's a good challenge there.
Foul's about level, 6'5" SC. Mills with a hand in the air.
Asking for 10.
And Munnerlyn is standing in front of her. Chips it in. That ball is headed towards the goal, but wide.
Called offsides, actually.
It was Mullen or Andrews that got to it.
Take a look at the back line here. Let's see who's sitting in the offsides position as the ball is played. I'm not so sure that's a call.
I would agree.
I think that everybody was onside.
You know, off a set piece like that too, you just wouldn't expect it unless UCLA ran the old Arsenal trap and all four went forward.
Nope, there was no Arsenal trap.
Well, USC has been successful in one area, and I think they've balanced the pitch now. Before, UCLA was dominating time of possession, and now it seems to be 50-50.
You know, I don't think that UCLA killed USC on possession. Where they killed them were with dangerous penetrating opportunities.
Rooney, third shot for SC that goes just wide on that far side.
But now clearly USC has a fire that has to do with taking advantage of those opportunities, and perhaps this is exactly what Coach McAlpine said to her before the match. I want you to take shots. Get in there. We're going to get movement. We're working on getting that ball forward. You have a shot, take it. And she has.
Amanda Rooney, who didn't play in the first half, hasn't played an awful lot for SC this year, does have a goal, had the final goal in a 4-0 win at Oregon. Sophomore from Hicksville, New York. Amanda Cromwell talking to her players as Proctor comes in. Jenkins coming out. That's Lauren Caskey there, number 6 with the long ponytail.
Proctor had when Coach Cromwell arrived to the team, she'd already sat out a year for her ACL, and then last year struggled also with an ACL recovery and injury. So now she's going to be back again for a sixth season. She doesn't want to finish on this season. She wants to finish on a higher note. So she's going to take it cleared from the NCAA today.
Yeah, and that's a rare occurrence, getting that 6th year. The NCAA doesn't like to give those out, and they hold them for special occurrences. And so Proctor would have been part of senior night tonight, but she's listed officially now as a redshirt junior. This ball rolled through, right into traffic. 4 players coming together at the point of contact and knocked out of bounds. It'll be a corner kick again for UCLA.
What a tremendous attacking opportunity for UCLA. Just at pace, streaking down the right side of the pitch here. Smith comes out with the ball, and she's able to get this incredible cross off. She puts it exactly where you'd want it as an attacker, but USC Trojans, they read it, and they read it well. They're there to defend, out for a corner.
Yeah, Proctor and Lovruski were both there for UCLA. Neither could get to the ball. Now the corner kick is headed away. Freeman got to it for SC. Lametta Troy looked to counter. Kowalski on Rooney. Zoe knocks it out of bounds. And SC just a sloppy throw-in. Nobody there for UCLA, and they just gave it away. Andrews lifted her foot.
Now that must be one of those turnovers that Coach McAlpine is talking about. We cannot give away those kind of turnovers, and I think that's exactly what he's referring to. Just you got to take care of the ball, especially in throw-ins.
And SC hurried to throw it in. There was no pressure. They hurried to do it and gave it away.
Slodek,
if she had collected that ball, would have had a shot. A reminder for you, November 13th is Full Court Friday. It's back again. Join our crew for 6 non-stop hours of Pac-12 basketball action, featuring 9 live home openers, pre- and post-game analysis, and much more. It's Full Court Friday. It's November 13th, 4 o'clock on the Pac-12 Network, or watch on Pac-12 Now.
Moving into winter season here.
You'll like this. I'm actually doing a game that day, a basketball game at Arizona State, the opener against Sacramento State.
It'll be a little bit warmer down there. Not that we're so miserable here in Southern California.
We're starting early. I think it's a 5:30 tip in Tempe. Here comes UCLA again. Kowalski and Dominic Randall.
UCLA is doing tremendous at earning corner kicks.
They sure are.
Something that you have game goals. A lot of teams will set out, say, hey, we need to earn corner kicks. That's a team goal, a game goal. UCLA has definitely done a phenomenal job at that. And now, as Coach Cromwell said, they just have to capitalize. They have to finish, take advantage of these set pieces. A different look here on this corner.
Punched out by Sammy Jo Perdome.
Clearance there from Rooney.
63rd minute. This is where things got away from UCLA against Stanford.
Did you see that goal, Haley Rosen?
I did not.
It was incredible, just off a cross. Cut back, kind of like the play we just saw, just from that touchline, cut back to about the 6-yard box, and she just stepped over it, backheeled right past the goalkeeper. Incredible set of skill.
You got to give Stanford a lot of credit for going undefeated this year, because
that's an incredible record in this conference.
There's parity in this conference now, and it's not so much the top. Stanford, Cal, SC, all pretty good, but it's those bottom teams have gotten better, and the middle teams have gotten a lot better.
Yep, that's what we've seen. Just a shift in times. And
nice give and go here. Munnerlin turns the corner and then comes over the top with the right foot. Might have done better to play it with the left.
She's got
trying to take a shot.
Big old grin on her face on that one. Now, if you watch this play, it almost looks, once she beats Mills here behind her, it almost looks like Mills might be taking her out, and if she would have gone down there,
PK.
That would have been an intelligent gamesmanship kind of foul, but we don't see much of that in women's soccer.
A flop?
I'm not calling for a flop. I'm glad she stayed on her feet. However, I thought maybe she was going to go down, and if she had, it could have been dangerous. We would have seen that in men's professional soccer.
It would have forced our referee Karen App to make a decision, right?
First.
And it's a big one because it's a scoreless game, and if you blow the whistle there, it's a PK.
There is a gamesmanship to certain elements, like going down in the penalty box. I'm not calling for it. I'm not calling for it. I'm just saying.
Sounds like it.
I'm just saying. I'm a defender. I don't want to see people flop. I played against Marta. She was the queen of flops.
Of course.
And she got the call every time. It drove me crazy. She even earned a penalty kick against me in Sweden. And it was like a season-setting goal for her.
Here's Slottick left foot. And she didn't get enough wood on it.
Take a look. She beats her behind the back. Mills is great to recover.
So right here,
but she takes a touch.
Oh, you know what? They would have called that outside the area anyway, right?
Yeah,
anytime
it's right
close.
On the line. You're right. You're right.
They would have put it just outside.
Just outside the area, but on the line of the area. But Mills barely missed her. Just see a little bit of the hip sway.
Stanford and California, this is a big game, and a lot of us who cover the sport like to see these two together. 66th minute, no score. That is at Stanford. If I wasn't working, I'd be watching that one.
Thanks for the update.
Yeah, I can erase TiVo when I get home.
Do they still call it TiVo?
Is it just a DVR now? It's like Kleenex or Coke or Thermos, right? It's one of those.
It's true.
Yeah. Annie Alvarado has been great as usual for UCLA, always making the smart decisions, filling space, distributing. Like watching her play. Smart soccer player.
Streaking pace down the right side of the pitch here.
Smith's fast if she can outrun Randall to that ball.
Wow, and incredible speed. It's fun to see.
These two teams have played a couple of great games. Take it back to 2012. UCLA made a late comeback They were number 2, but SC would ultimately win it. Samantha Johnson puts SC up 2-1. Sam Mewis comes back for UCLA with just 90 seconds left in regulation, and then the first overtime, Jordan Murata for SC ends it.
What a
3-2 in overtime.
What a tremendous shot there from the Trojans. Way to finish that match. Something to be said about home field advantage always.
That was the last time that SC won in this series, 2012. And again, we told you at the top, but it bears repeating here. This is the 16th meeting between these two teams on this pitch at Drake Stadium, and UCLA has won all 15. No draws. 15-0.
Wow. That's quite the history. Quite a record tonight. We'll see if the story remains the same or...
Well, they're hanging in there, aren't they?
Changes. Yeah, but UCLA's hanging in there, and they've shown us that they have a lot of threat on that back line. They threaten that back line. They've had a lot of corner kicks.
Yeah, it was 5-1 UCLA at halftime. They have to have at least 3 more here in the second half. 8-1. Did that math in my head.
You did. Impressive.
Last year's game between these two teams was scoreless into the 79th minute. That was at the Coliseum in front of 10,128. Biggest crowd ever to watch an SC-UCLA regular season game.
It'll be interesting to see what makes the difference in this match. And will it require another substitution, like we saw the difference in Munnerlyn and what she brought to the Bruins side. We know that USC has a dangerous player on the bench.
You know, it's one of those games that feels like both teams are playing it so close right now that when finally someone scores, then we're going to have a rush of 2 or 3 goals in 10 minutes. Feels like one of those games to me.
We'll see. Is that the feeling in the air? I think it's going to be a substitute that's going to make a difference.
Oh, I like that prediction. Mills
what a
goes
play.
to Rooney.
Great play. Rooney's added something a little different.
Yeah, where's she been?
Where
we
has she
haven't seen her
been?
a lot this year. We didn't see her in the first half, and now she's getting a lot of calls, and she's always this last piece. Just
I
missed it.
really like that look.
Trying to nod that one down.
You can tell she had it maybe just a little bit more, but she was in the exact right place and she attacked it.
And what is it you always like to say on a header? Go back the way the ball came?
Yep, that's it. Redirect it. It's a little different because the ball was coming from behind her on a cross, but you have to really keep your eyes on the ball to redirect it towards goal, which is challenging.
Konko-Mroczykowski coming in. Lavruski out for UCLA. I'm almost sad to see Christiana Konko-Mroczykowski graduate because it took me 4 years to learn how to say it.
I was just going to say it's because you like to say that name.
It's a challenge.
Say it again.
Christiana Konko-Mroczykowski.
Konko-Mroczykowski.
And they honored her family senior day, so they got to bring their families out. She had about 8 members of her family, and the poor PA announcer had to say it 9 times. And he got everyone right.
That's impressive.
Alvarado leaves it for Gabby Miranda. Got a lot of touches in the first half. A little quiet here in the second. Back to Alvarado.
Miranda's been a leader here for the Bruins, too. Coming out of that back, really stepping up.
Munnerlyn got knocked out by Mills and said, I didn't do much. How can he call that foul? And it's going to be a free kick for UCLA. Andrews walks her off and says, let it go. All right, so does 18 do anything? A little grab there?
Yeah, just from behind, pulls her down. That's
enough. So free kick in a dangerous spot for UCLA. Proctor is there, 77.
Looks like she's going to step up and take this one.
And Miranda is off to the right. Remember, Miranda's a left footer, so either could take it. Let's see where they go here.
Proctor wants it. Senior night.
Yeah, Proctor's not looking around. Proctor's taking it. The shot. just wide.
Wow, that was a nice shot. Well taken. Good execution. The only thing missing is that it wasn't on frame.
A couple of years ago, she had 3 goals.
Look at the spin on this ball. Excellent. Just a few inches shy of that left post. Great shot. Excellent take. You could tell she wanted that one.
National championship season, she had 3 goals, a couple of assists.
We'll be seeing her next year.
Yeah, because she's the one who picked up that 6th year of eligibility, the redshirt junior.
Man, that's a commitment. I asked Coach, I said, so is she going to get her master's degree? She goes, well, I told her she should be getting her PhD.
Yeah, you let somebody else pay for it. That's great.
You might as well. You know, I think in hindsight, there's a potential. I had injuries as well. I could have taken a 5th year, possibly, and I just didn't really want a red shirt in hindsight.
Mills rolls one through the danger zone and SC scores.
What a great play.
Who else? The most shots in this conference puts SC up 1-0 in the 73rd minute.
Well, she did technically sub on the pitch today, and check out that celebration dance.
Was that spontaneous?
Please, I think she planned this one, and there was someone she was doing it for. Check out this through ball. Of course, Kayla Mills is involved, playmaker. She beats her defender here down the right flank. Perfect cross, dummied through from Fink. And Morgan Andrews there to put one away. 1-0. The Trojans are up.
And that's the 6th goal of the season for Morgan Andrews. That's tops on the team as she celebrates with her teammates. First with Jamie Fink, senior and captain of this team. And then Morgan Andrews got a little time for herself and did a bit of a victory dance, maybe a little early here in the 73rd minute. We'll show it to you in a second.
You know, I want to ask Fink after the match if she meant to do that dummy, because it sure looked like it. It was a brilliant play there from the USC Trojans. Great team goal. Excellent effort there from Kayla Mills. One of the best defenders in this conference.
Haley Mace, nice work to get that ball all the way forward.
The crowd's getting excited and UCLA is responding.
All right, so I'm going to give you credit because you said the goal would be scored by a substitute, and Andrews did come off the bench tonight. She's a reserve, so that's true. You get credit.
Thank you very much.
I said there's going to be at least
more goals.
I said there'd be multiple goals within 10 minutes, so somebody has to score again before the 83rd minute.
We've got time. We've got time.
Let's never forget it's all about us up here.
We're farther away.
Yeah, this is the furthest vantage point in the Pac-12.
You've got your binoculars out right now, all game.
You know, it's a track stadium and it's a bowl. So how far do you think we are from the near touch line?
Oh, I'd say that we're at least 75.
75 feet or yards?
Yards.
Here's the goal again, Morgan Andrews.
Good celebration.
Scores, and then here's the dance.
Okay, what's this?
What do you call this?
This is like put a ring on it. This is put a ring on it.
Oh,
a little
I like
Beyonce.
it.
So is she saying something?
Uh-oh.
Is her fiance
Why are
out
you
here?
starting things like that? National television, you can't talk like that.
I didn't start it. She
Parents
did.
are having a heart attack.
She did.
We'll see.
What year is she again?
Morgan Andrews, junior.
Junior year. So yeah, it's not unheard of. I know that Utah has a number of players that have gotten married this summer. Colorado, I think, as well. I can't imagine them having been in college, but there are a number of student athletes that do get hitched. I will say that.
Has tripped up. A number of student athletes with children while they're playing. Imagine that. How do you do that? Carry a course load, play a Division I sport, take care of a child.
Incredible human beings.
Yeah. All right, so 15 minutes to go now. SC up 1-0 on the goal by Andrews in the 73rd minute. The assist goes to Mills, who did a lot of the work. And now UCLA searching for the equalizer. Proctor, Smith, and Miranda all surround that ball.
She wants a redo, Proctor does. You can see it in her eyes.
This has got to be out over 30 yards, close to 35.
Yeah, it's distance.
Smith steps across. Proctor takes the shot.
She overcalculated for that distance, and it goes over the top.
Oh, look at this. California has scored at Stanford and leading the number 3 team in the country 1-0.
Mejia.
Yeah.
In the 78th minute. That is a incredible score line, and that just goes to show the strength of conference and the strength of rivalries.
Well, remember that Stanford began the night with a 2-game advantage, so even if they lose, they still win the conference title. They wrapped it up last week when they beat UCLA.
They secured it. Proctor doing a dance, but stripped by Randall.
Well played by Randall. Madison Ty lets that roll out. Well, neither coach really wanted to use that phrase, sense of urgency, but you got to have it now if you're down 1-0.
Yeah, absolutely. And 1-0 isn't a lead that you want to be too comfortable with, ever. Things can change quickly, and according to your prediction, they should change fairly quickly. 77th minute here. Time's a-ticking. We'll see if we get those goals that you predicted.
I just felt them. Jenkins has been corralled here in the second half by SC. She was dangerous in the first half, but we haven't called her name.
Yeah, I think USC definitely put some tabs on her, making sure they had her in vision, because she's one that created a lot of their dangerous opportunities. And UCLA has had some really dangerous opportunities.
Well, last year there was no scoring in this match until late in the game as UCLA captured its 2nd straight conference title, and the goalkeeper, Caitlin Rowland, tied the NCAA's all-time record for shutouts. A 2-0 victory, and both goals came in the final 11 minutes from UCLA's Kylie McCarthy, who had been quiet most of the year. She scored twice, had scored 5 goals in her last 5 games. That was at the Coliseum in front of 10,128.
That's called catching fire. That near post goal was just phenomenal. Having the intelligence and even the lack of fear and the ambition to go near post, that's just reading the game well.
2-0 SC, and it's Andrews again.
Wow, that dance paid off dividends. Her 2nd of the night. Morgan Andrews heads this one away, giving USC Trojans a 2-0 lead. Phenomenal play there from the Trojans.
And how about the feed by Sydney Johnson right from the end line? Brings this ball right back. The one-time volley by Andrews. Watch Johnson here. This one's already going to be a 12 best nominee.
And Johnson also
great ball.
A leading scorer.
Bang.
Oh, incredible volley.
Acrobatic. Oh, look at that.
Wow.
Scissor kick and buries it in the back. 2-0, her 7th of the season.
Incredible volley. That was just phenomenal play. She beat her defender with her foot in the air. You said it, karate kick.
USC has never won at Drake Stadium. They're 11 minutes away with a 2-0 lead. Do I get credit for the multiple goals inside of 10 minutes?
Oh my God, you did it.
Just saying.
So we're on fire up here, in other words.
Can we go now, beat traffic? Big crowd tonight, 5,000 plus at Drake. UCLA is 15-0 against the women of Troy on this field all time.
Did we see another celebration dance, or was there time for it? I think UCLA restarted fairly quickly.
Didn't want to waste any time.
They don't have it to waste. This might be it for their seniors' last match in Drake Stadium.
The seniors for UCLA, Aldretti, Conklin-Mochikowski, Lavruski, Long, Smith, and Ty. They won a national championship while they were here, 2 conference titles, and 69 wins. The 6 seniors.
Got to be really proud of that resume, those accolades. It's always hard to to start on a high and end on a season that doesn't advance to the postseason, but they should absolutely hold their heads high because they've contributed so much to this program.
They're disappointed, and it's going to be called an underachieving season, but it's, part of the problem is UCLA won a national championship, and people expect you to repeat that, and at least play at that level uninterrupted. They graduated 9 starters from last year's team that lost only 1 game.
And that's part of joining programs like this one. When you commit, you know what the expectations are. That's why they committed. They wanted to be part of this program, and they are.
And you know you're going to have to wait to play. Well, another update from Stanford, and they got the equalizer. It's 1-1 in the 82nd minute.
Wow, Cook equalizes. What a matchup. Great night for rivalry matches across the Pac-12.
Mariah Early coming in for USC. Sophomore from Tustin, California. That's down right in the middle of Orange County.
Donaldson has been just a tremendous defender for USC.
I would pay to watch Donaldson and Levin play, and there they are both in the same shot. Just because of their work rate, they just never stop. They don't complain.
They kind of remind me a lot of each other. They have a similar style and a vision on the ball.
Yeah, that's fair.
Both really technically sound. You can count on them. They're reliable. Jenkins here.
Jenkins just had no options. No one would move for her. Here comes Early.
Releases.
Nice long stride, getting in a 50-yard run with the ball at her feet, just playing it ahead, just keeping that clock running. 82nd minute. SC trying to win its 14th game of the year, looking to finish conference at 9-2. The only losses for USC in conference at Washington, no shame there. Good team, tough place to win. And at number 4, Stanford. Levin in, Rooney out.
It'll be interesting to see the result of that match.
Rooney changed things a little bit, maybe open up some space for a player like Andrews tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. Rooney added something different, something we hadn't seen, and she had this young vibrance and this hungry ambition to go out there and prove something against her rivals.
Christiana Konko-Mrochikowski is knocked down. Might be the last time I get to say it.
Keep saying it. I think you're going to get a few more in. But Rooney, I think, is someone that we're going to be able to watch out for here moving forward into future seasons with Coach McAlpine.
Redshirt sophomore, so a couple more campaigns in front of her and the rest of this season.
Rusky with the dummy step over earns a final third throw-in for UCLA Bruins.
Well, the 2 leading scorers for SC, Andrews with 7 goals. She's a junior. Sydney Johnson, 5 goals. She's a sophomore, so they're back as well.
Andrews has really been looking to find her stride, and I think early on in the season she was frustrated because she was getting so many shots. And tonight, it's panning out for her. And that second goal, boy, that is one that she will forever remember. UCLA.
Jenkins off the crossbar a second time tonight. And
wow,
knocked away.
That's hard to do, even if you mean to. I'm sure Prudhomme isn't.
Second time Prudhomme's been fooled just a little bit.
I'm sure she wasn't expecting it. She wasn't prepared for that, and that's the second one, like you said. Those crosses, dangerous. Just no one on the end of them to clean up that rebound off that crossbar.
And Prudhomme is trying to work on her 10th clean sheet this year. Second in the conference with 9 shutouts coming in. Munnerlin tried to roll a ball in front to Konko-Mrochikowski. I was talking with Ian Foyer, who works with Sammy Joe Prudhomme for SC, works with the Goalkeepers and a longtime professional coach and player. Before the game, he worked with the Galaxy for many years, and I asked him, what's the best thing about Sammy Joe Prudhomme as a keeper? And he said, her head. She just knows where to be. She knows what's coming. Good anticipatory skills. so much of that for a keeper is just being in the right place before the play starts.
Yeah, there's definitely an instinct about being a goalkeeper that's required of that position, of that player, of that kind of leader, of that shot stopper, that you can train and you can refine, and it's absolutely a skill. But there are players that are just meant to be there, and she sure may be one of them.
You know what she does? She's quiet. You and I have done a lot of games. We don't usually come out raving about Sammy Jo Prudhomme, even when she shuts teams out, because she doesn't make a lot of noisy saves. She's not dramatic in her chore.
Yeah, but I spoke with her after the Cal game, and excellent ball in here. Dangerous one for USC.
Needs some help.
Mace gets that one out.
There was nobody there to help out Parker. This play's not over.
Stays in. Poor clearance there from UCLA's Mace. Corner kick for USC, but back to Prudhomme. I spoke to her after the game, and she has just almost this kind of coaching leadership mentality where it's really genuinely all about the 11 players out there on the pitch and sticking together and being a cohesive unit, and really what is her role with the best visibility of her team.
Addison Ty got there for UCLA. This should be another SC corner kick. Clock still running. Inside of 4 minutes now. It will stop it during the substitution. Back comes Rooney. I just believe that she had a ripple effect on this game because she had been getting into dangerous spots. And so that opened up, that drew the defense away from players like Morgan Andrews.
I think you're right. She adds something different. Oh, excellent shot there, and even braver.
And that ball deflects up and goes out, and that'll be a corner. Nope, it's going to be a goal kick. Goal kick.
Braver shot stop there. That one maybe was a little bit unexpected, and it was definitely a laser of a shot. Credit to UCLA defense.
Oh, pinball.
This one goes over the top. There was a shot before that just was driven into one of the UCLA defenders who may have taken it unexpectedly off the face. Good battle here from UCLA.
Ahead to Smith. 2 SC defenders back.
They're just lacking that second runner in there to catch up to Smith's speed. Oftentimes we see her strike down that right side, and she might get a cross off, but the runners just need to catch up.
That was Levin who made the defensive play. She's got the ball now for SC. Levin lets that ball go out. UCLA unable to keep it in. 2.5 minutes now left. As SC is going to win for the first time ever at Drake Stadium.
UCLA really pressing to just get something. Back for USC. Iron Curtain holding it down in the back.
A lot of SC seniors playing their last regular season game as well. Carrillo, Donaldson, Fink, Mejia, Owen, Patalo, and Faith Sugarman.
Through ball right here.
Coming out of Sammy Jo Prudhomme. 2 bodies down. We play on. Still a live grenade. Now they blow it dead.
Looks like we have an offsides call here. That was an incredible save from Prudhomme. Look at this through ball. Randall misjudges it, and it's Mutterlin who stays on her feet, and she's able to get a shot off, but Sammy Jo Prudhomme off her line, intellectually, instinctually reads that one well.
How did Mutterlin stay on her feet and still get the shot off? She was getting knocked around, looked like she was about to fall, regained her balance, took the shot, by then Sammy Jo pounces off her line to close down the distance.
But all of that doesn't matter because it's an offsides call anyway.
Well, they're done with regular time on the farm, and it's 1-1, so they'll go to overtime.
Rivalries.
That's got to be a great game.
Yes, it.
Big crowd.
Yes, it does.
Here's Rooney. Crowd standing on the far side. as there is 1 minute left before SC celebrates.
Oh, they're looking ready. They're excited here. They know what this means.
Well, the seniors for SC are, they've lost twice here. They've never beaten, well, let's see, I guess some of the seniors were on that 2012 team, so they would have been freshmen. Depending on how much they played, would they take ownership of that one? This is their game.
And Morgan Andrews, the hero tonight.
And SC ends the season as a hot team. They have now won 7 of their last 8. They have the second best defense in the conference. And they will finally beaten UCLA. First time in 3 years. And for the first time ever, USC has beaten UCLA at Drake Stadium. The streak is over. SC wins in Westwood.
The best part as a player, celebrating your victory with your teammates. Look at all those hugs, especially when you beat your biggest rival on their home turf.
Let me tell you something. I asked Kadani McAlpine last year. I said, how do you tell this team that from where they are that they can be at the top? And he mentioned a couple things. Then I said, what about UCLA winning the title? And he said, I use that. I tell them, look, they just did it. Those are the same kids you grew up playing with, playing against. So if they can do it, you can do it. So he uses UCLA as an inspiration. Cody Levruski, her final game at UCLA, an outstanding career, a fantastic player.
Oh man, that hurts. Credit to USC Trojans for taking this one, changing history, and also empathy for the seniors that walk away from Drake Stadium with a loss to your crosstown rivals. That's bittersweet ending.
Morgan Andrews wasn't in the starting lineup, but she was sure there at the end. It was scoreless until the 73rd minute. Kayla Mills makes a great move to her right, and a nice service right across the middle one time by Morgan Andrews.
We got
she
a
came
little
back
Beyonce.
6 minutes later and did it again. And this one is a highlight.
This one is one of the most incredible goals I've seen all season in this conference. She was exactly where she needed to be, and she finished this one with authority. A brace for Morgan Andrews.
So UCLA finishes the season at 8-10-1. They will not go to the playoffs. You can't go if you're sub 500, so UCLA season ends here. SC 14-5-1. They finished the conference 9-2. USC finishes second in the conference. They have done all they can. They're ranked 14th. Their RPI is 20. Will USC host in the first round of the NCAA tournament? For USC, the regular season is over. The second season starts right now. For Scott Ferrier, your producer, Dan Becker, your director for Temris Lane, I'm Jim Watson. So long from Westwood.